For nearly a week, headlines in Kenya centered on an Al-Shabaab terror attack in the posh Westlands Mall. About 70 people, among them 6 Kenyan soldiers and foreigners, were killed in the attack that also left a casualty rate of 240 people. Heavy black smoke billowed for hours from the Westgate Mall under siege, rising tension in the upscale town.
Business activity came to a standstill in Westlands after a series of explosions and heavy gunfire was witnessed at the Westgate Mall, which is just 10 minutes away from the central business district.
Through it all, the Kenyan stock and foreign exchange markets were resilient.
This was not something we did not know could never happen. We knew it might happen. We did not know when it might happen. So I think in that respect, the markets might prove quite resilient. The stock exchange today was well behaved, down a little bit, but nothing too serious. The shilling, similar type of behavior. I think the market will prove resilient as long as we don't have a recurrence. If this is a one-off event, I think we can absorb this, we can take this punch in our stomach and we can move on. I think if there's a recurrence risk, that's when I'm afraid all bets are going to have to be off.
The militia are believed to be retaliating after the Kenya Defence Force marched into Somalia in 2011, but the Horn of Africa government has distanced itself from the attack.
Our message is the Somali federal government, the president, the speaker and the prime minister, the whole government condemned, first of all, the acts, what happened yesterday, the other day at Westgate Mall, and we have shown our support and solidarity with the Kenyan government's people. What they have said, actually, we condemn it because Kenya forces went in there to support Somali people and Somali government in order to bring stability and peace to Somalia. And we really, we don't know how to repay them. We really appreciate them. Some of their forces died in Somalia, for Somalia. Some are injured, and our condolences go to them. So we don't agree what they say. And Kenya, yesterday, I myself with other ambassadors met with His Excellency President Uhuru Kenyatta. He said that they will not bend and that Kenya will not leave Somalia.
Though investors are not largely expected to pull out of Kenya, the country's political risk may rise, creating demand for insurance to counter such acts of terrorism.
I think the demand should increase because particularly the fact that, though of course the risk of terrorism and sabotage has always been there. Of course, we've had incidents of grenades being detonated in various parks and here and there, but obviously that has not affected the big business like this particular one. So a lot of people expected that have not really taken this cover because they feel that maybe because of the security arrangements they have within their buildings, they would not need this kind of thing. But what has happened has shown that you can never be fully prepared for this kind of thing. So it's better you go to another level and take something which will be able to take care of other eventualities.
1/4 of Nairobi's economy is UN, is the diplomats, is all these regional multinational companies which have been flocking to Nairobi. Now, for them, this really reprices the risk. And my concern is also about that area of the economy of which the Westgate Mall was the symbol and the heart of it. And that's where I'm also concerned.
I'm not expecting a lot of negative impact on Kenya's image because this is an isolated event. It is not something that is common to Kenya. And second, the way it has been dealt with has sent some very strong signals that the country is prepared for this kind of events. And again, I did say in the interview there that we have not seen negative reactions, either from our source markets for tourism or visitors. And indeed, if you look at the messages that we are getting, especially from Europe and America, people are saying they will come to Kenya at the earliest opportunity. In fact, there are so many people have sent us messages that as soon as the mall opens again, they'll be back there shopping and eating and doing their daily businesses. It will indeed send a feeling of insecurity, but this insecurity is not within Kenya only. It is in the Horn of Africa. It is in the entire continent. And I think Kenya will not be isolated and be treated like a pariah state because of this event.